Yo, what's up, everybody? It's been a while. Um, I'm just in traffic and I'm thinking a lot. Just as I think whilst running, always when I run, I think about things and I have lovely ideas. Usually they're lovely anyway, business-wise or life-wise. Anyway, I was just driving and I remembered once someone told me, hang on, let's just overtake this bastard. Once someone told me, I was doing something, I don't remember what. I think it was my first Ironman actually, and I never ever, you need to understand that, I never ever cycle on the road bike. As a matter of fact, I actually fell over first time I jumped on the bike. I never ever swam in open water. I never ever swam more than a length. And that's where we was on the holidays like with kids, and I was always knackered after that one length. That time, I don't think I even ran, maybe I ran like 5k once in 2 months, because all I was doing was pad work firstly and then just sparrings, just jiu-jitsu sparrings and shit.
After 300 yards,
So,
turn right,
shut up.
E5066, Southern Road.
So anyway, let me just quiet this woman. Anyway, I signed up for the Ironman because I was in off fighting season, alright? So basically I had like 4 months of just nice and steady, easy training before
Turn right,
next competitions
E56, Southern
season, but that's what I was doing. And I'm like, oh, since I'm training only light now, maybe I'll just do something different until the season kicks in. That was actually after I've seen the advert on Facebook with a lovely medal, and I love medals, right? So that's when I said, oh, maybe I'll just do something different. I got 4 months of light training, so let's do it. And the Ironman was in 14 weeks. So I went on Facebook. I bought myself like 70 quid worth road bike, aluminium heavy. But why would I pay more if I don't know if I like it or not? I got myself membership. I did all the research about open water swimming, wetsuits. I remember I got my man Neil into it. A couple other lads as well, but Neil was the main guy. It was all exciting and that, it was just something different. And oh yeah, it was Emma, the girl from the gym. I met at the gym. She was involved in it because she told me she did it a couple of years ago, and I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. So when I've seen this advert on Facebook, I remember her saying she did it. So I'm like, okay, if Emma did it, I can do it too. And then once it all got official, I shared the news with Word, obviously social media, powerful toy. And someone told me, oh, you'll be fine, you fit anyway. And I was like, fuck me, what you on about? This is specifics, right? You can't go there and roll on the mat for 10 rounds, 15 rounds, and then just get up and without specific training, just jump in the water and swim 1.2 mile or 2 kilometers, or jump on the bike, which you never was on. Even though I was riding mountain bikes, if you know about cycling, you know the difference. So I was riding mountain bikes, but the road bike is stiff. It's totally different. It's like, I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like going from nice and comfort car like a limousine kind of car, and then you jump into Lamborghini, which is stiff, and you just, you know, the steering is totally different, and all that. And then, so yes, I'm like, fuck me, yeah, I am fit. I got a bit upset because it just tells me how not enough of a knowledge some people have, because one's got nothing to do with the other. Maybe all the way around, if you go for running and you swim and you cycle, then maybe it will help you to go, at least the strength and conditioning side of it. Maybe it will help you to become a better boxer. But then again, if I was doing triathlons and I'm signing up for my first boxing fight, someone tells me, oh, you're fit anyway, yeah, what's got to do one with the other? Nothing, because you go there and you just punch people in the face and you try not to get knocked down or knocked off. And it's the same here. I know how to go there now, less than before. I know how to go there and you know, choke shit out of certain person. But your breathing is different, your lungs working different, you're taking your heart through different zones, and you stay in this zone for that long, and there's contractions and there's shed loads of things, okay? Same with the gym, alright? You're a fit guy, you go and you can, you know, bench press 120 for 8 reps, 3 sets, and you can deadlift twice as much as your body is, or whatever you do. And then you sign, you know, for ultra marathon, and they say, oh, you're fit anyway. No, motherfuckers, it's got nothing to do, right? You've got to put your training in, and you need to train specifics. If you want to go and compete in running, you need to do 3 different types of running. You need to change your nutrition, you need to know what to do, and you need to do strength and conditioning tailored to the certain sport you do. So yeah, just being fit doesn't mean nothing. It's exactly the same challenge as whoever else does it. That's the one thing. The other thing also, which comes from this story, if you bother to hear me, is, and this happened to me, because I never talk about other people, because there's no way I have the idea what they're going through. You know, I'm only talking based on my experience. So the other thing is, people very rarely, or not too often, realize that, okay, you are fit, but you wasn't born this way. Okay, you didn't wake up suddenly being fit. You put in hours and hours and hours and days and weeks and months and years into that to be that fit person. So it's actually connected, because if someone tells you, oh, you're fit anyway, I'm like, yeah, I am fit, but no one gave me this. You can be fit too, if you stay disciplined, if you sacrifice a little bit, if the motivation's there, if you take this motivation from someone. I don't mind when people using me as a motivation, I actually love it. But that's another thing. You not just go and compete or take a part in the event. You put in hours, you sweat, your blood, you put your knowledge in as well. I think I achieved quite a lot, you know. My fitness career, I started when I was pretty old, because I only started when I was, like, obviously weights I was doing long time ago, but like a competitive side of it, I only started when I was like 35. But I gathered a lot of knowledge, and this knowledge which people don't realize I have, or some of people don't realize I have, that knowledge plus discipline if it comes to trainings, that's what helped me to achieve what I achieved. And again, even though I started at the older age, I already competed in, you know, cage fighting and Thai boxing fights, and I've done like 100 jiu-jitsu fights. I've done ultra marathons, several of them, marathons, half marathons, and triathlons, Ironman, you know. And I always jump into the deep water because of the mindset.
Then take
I
the
like to
second
hear
right.
David Goggins. I like to listen to him. He's a big guy. I assume I will never be as famous as him, but the way he is just like, fuck me, man. You just think like me, but he's got a better platform. He's, you know, he's in the USA and he had better start and that. But the mindset here to me, and I'd like to share that with you. Some people know already.
Village Lane.
For me, I always go deep end. Okay. So if I want to do triathlon, I'm gonna do Ironman triathlon or half. Okay. I'm not gonna go and do sprint. If I'm thinking about running in the future, if I want to run a full marathon, which I never did before, for example, I would go into the deep end and I would do ultra marathon first. All right. If I want to go and take a part in a swimming event or even do triathlon swimming, I would go and compete and I would swim 5k. And here's the reason. David Goggins, he calls it a jar of cookies or cookie jar. Okay. I never had name for it, but I'm just like this for 4 years already. The reason is I've done ultra marathon run, nearly 70k, 2 or 3 months before my first full marathon in Manchester. And it was hard, it was horrible, okay? It was a peak of the horrible storm, horrible hurricane, whatever you call it. It was just constant pissing down and windy and cold, and we get lost and it got dark. We wasn't ready, we didn't have maps, we didn't have torches, we didn't have nothing. I obviously really actually enjoyed the stuff. I actually enjoyed it. The tougher the better. But what I'm trying to say is, hang on, let me just park here for a second. What I'm trying to say is, when I was doing this Manchester and I got to 30k,
I'm listening.
it was proper, it became really hard, okay? I hit that wall. But then in my head was, come on Slav, just a few months ago you've done ultra run. If you did that ultra run, and it wasn't just, you know, a regular ultra run, it was the run in the worst condition. I know people, the guy who run with me, he never ever after that, he never did the ultra run. So I'm running there, I'm thinking, oh, you did this, mate. So what worse can happen here, man? This is almost like half of what you did then. And this just helps you overcome things, okay? In your head, you just need to set your mind to the certain things. It was the same with jiu-jitsu fights. Every time I go to the fight, I get anxiety, I get fear, because I was never into fighting. I was never a good fighter. But what I did, I trained Muay Thai for about 3 or 4 months, and I signed off for the MMA fight, okay, cage fight. And I never did wrestling, I never did jiu-jitsu, judo, I never did nothing. MMA fight is a mix of everything. But I was quite good in Muay Thai, even though I was in it for only a few months. I felt quite confident, and I could do it. So I signed up for the cage fight. Obviously, I got the shit beat out of me. Maybe not the shit beat out of me, but the guy was the wrestler and he kept taking me down. So ref just stopped fight, like last second, the second round. What I'm saying here again, there's this cookie jar. Every time I was going to jiu-jitsu fight, which comparing to MMA cage fight is I don't want to say nothing, but it is nothing. I was thinking in my head, mate, you've done cage fight, and you only trained for so many months. Just man up, you know. Just do it. Just jump on that mat and just do what needs to be done. So that's a tip for you. And if it comes to running and all that stuff, again, it's not like I'm being cocky or I just turn up and I do things as people see, because sometimes I do it. Sometimes, for me, the shorter distance, when I first started, the challenge was just to turn up and do it, like 10Ks or maybe even half marathons. I would just turn up, just not to win the event, but to finish the event in a decent time for myself only, and doing it without really training too much for it. That was a challenge, okay? But behind that, even though I wouldn't train too much, I had the knowledge of what to eat, when to eat, what to drink, and what not to. Okay, when I was weight cutting for fights, I learned. I didn't have like specialists around me. I was doing research and I was learning all myself. So I knew how to cut down like nearly 10 kilo within 5 days, and I could do it. And then the same with the nutrition. Everyone is different, but then if you experience on yourself, you at least you got the guidance, you got the idea what you can adjust and help other people. The thing is though, people don't listen, or people can't be bothered to think about, oh yeah, maybe this guy actually knows because he achieved so much. And I think I achieved fucking more than most people I know, especially post sepsis. I was dead 5 months ago, and I already did half marathon in a decent time, faster than people who actually train for it. And I've done the full marathon. And again, I didn't train for it too much. I've done a half marathon run, and I've done probably like 3 or 4 park runs, and I've done loads of walk, jog intervals over the last 5 months since I was dead. So even though I didn't put too much training in, I knew what training to do. I knew what to eat, when to eat, when to drink, and what to drink, and how to fuel on the day. And I knew the specific of the training which I needed. So I wasn't going there and just doing the same thing all over without no progress. Within 5 months from not walking, I progressed to running 42k in 5.5 hours. Whatever, time is not the best, but again, I wasn't walking 5 months ago, and now I'm not only walking, but I actually accomplished quite a big event. And this is not because, oh, you fit, or you this is because I know how to train, I know when to train, I know about my nutrition, I know about my mindset, and I know how to set up people's mindset as well. I know how to get into their head and make them believe. But that's what it is. I believe in myself, and that's why I can achieve, because I believe. And again, it's not being cocky. It's just a confidence. It's just a cookie jar, knowing that I've done these things before, and I know that I can do even better. And that's what it is. You're not coming to this world being fit, okay? You work on it. And just to finish this, if you wanna be a part of whatever it is, I'm always here to to advise you, to motivate you, to if you want to cooperate and you want to work with me, that's fine. If you don't, I'm still more than happy to somehow help you as much as my life lets me. And that'll be it, mate. Yeah, so don't be scared. Remember, you are fit.